back to the money, because everyone, you know, everyone loves the money.
Hi guys! So today we are talking about how not to renew our Epik contract. And if you haven't checked out our other Epik videos, please make sure to do so. Give them some love with a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, we're just gonna get started. So for those of you who don't know, we actually don't live in Seoul. We actually live in Daejeon. And we just both decided to not renew our contracts this coming August. We're actually gonna be moving to Seoul at the end of our contract in August, and so we'll be able to make more videos and make more content related to all of that stuff. So with that being said, it is bittersweet. We both really love our schools, but it's just time for a change and to move.
So how not to renew. Your school will ask you like the same time if you want to renew or if you want to not renew, and it's usually like about 4 months before your contract will end. Usually before then, your co-teachers will probably already know, because they'll probably ask you already, like yeah, way before. Just
in like passing conversation.
Yeah. So your co-teacher will give you a form from the Office of Education, and it'll just ask you, 1, are you going to renew? And if you're not going to renew, check this box. And then I think it asks like why.
Yeah. At the bottom you can leave like a comment about why. You can be as truthful as you want. So it's anonymous, so what you should do is you should then fold it and put it into an envelope. I have heard of cases where like the schools have read it and it's not been anonymous in that sense, but they really shouldn't be reading it. Like that is the rule. Like it's an anonymous letter about why you're not coming back. Because we've had friends who are really truthful, and then the school comes back and be like, can you actually like rewrite what you wrote? But it should be anonymous, so they really shouldn't be opening anything. You should be putting it into an envelope, sealing it, and then that gets directly handed to the Department of Education.
So when you do finish your contract, there's like different things that you are entitled to receive, such as your pension. But your pension you will only get if you actually leave Korea. So like we're not leaving Korea, so we won't get our pension until we actually leave Korea. Also, if you are from the UK or South Africa, you do not get a pension. So it's only Americans, Canadians, and Australians. I think New Zealand. Maybe not.
I don't think so.
I guess I would probably say New Zealand.
New Zealanders, you just have to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're not sure.
But definitely Americans, Canadians, and Australians do get a pension. And each month with your paycheck, that money is taken out. So when you leave Korea, you will have to request the refund about a month before you leave. And then go to the actual pension office and get that money.
It's basically like the same thing in the States as like putting money into your 401k or something.
You are entitled to an exit allowance if you actually leave. So you have to leave within 30 days of finishing your contract, and they will ask for like proof of that, but you won't get that like before you leave. You're not entitled to it until after your contract ends. So you may not get it in your bank account within like 2 weeks after you leave. So make sure like you have money saved up to buy your plane ticket home, because you're not going to actually be able to use your exit allowance to buy your plane ticket. And then everyone, no matter what, whether you're leaving or you're just moving on to a different job or you're just doing something else in Korea, you will get your severance pay, and that is an extra 1 month's paycheck. You can request for your school to either put that money in your Korean bank account, or if you're going home and you're like, how will I get that money? They can wire it to your international bank account, but you will have to pay for any of those fees.
I have heard of people saying they leave their bank card with their friend, and then when the money gets sent, they have their friend send it through their easy one-way remittance accounts. But then you have to like, 1, really trust your friend to not send it to like their personal accounts, and 2, you have to find a friend who's willing to do that for you, right? So a few more steps there, but definitely not impossible. But at the same time, you're still paying fees. If you are like us and we're just getting a new job but still living in Korea, so you're here on an E2 visa through Epik, and what will happen is you'll probably find a job that lets you just extend your E2 visa. So you're not getting a new visa, you're just extending your current one, in which case you need all your previous documents like your Apostle background check, your diploma, your transcripts, all that good stuff. So it's actually a lot easier if you're already here, because you can just request to the DMOE. Well, your school should request. So really, Just kidding. Your co-teacher should request.
You need to tell your co-teacher.
You need to tell your co-teacher, and they need to officially request through. We have a system called NICE here. It's basically like the AIM of Korea. If you guys remember AIM, it's like so old school, but it's like a system, like a messenger system. And they need to officially put the request to the DMOE through that system called NICE for all these documents. And then it usually takes them just a couple days, and you go and pick it up. It's really quick and simple. And then you have all your documents ready, and then you need to take a medical check for like TB, basically, to then formally put through your visa extension. So those are all like the technical things you have to do when you don't decide not to renew. Also, just to note, you have to be out of your apartment like the day your contract ends, because another teacher is coming in, they're gonna kick you out. So like our contract ends August 25th. So we both have to be out of our apartments that day. Like all your stuff needs to be packed, done, like you're out.
Yeah, because more than likely the next teacher will be moving in the next day. Probably.
Yeah, probably. So just like make sure, like don't expect them to like let you stay a few days extra to sort your shit out, because like you're not allowed to do that. And yeah, basically for us in terms of like moving, we'll make another video about all of that and like what that entails. So definitely stay tuned for that once we figure out all of that ourselves. And yeah, that's it. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.